Hi, I'm Samson, founder of Be Here Community, and I've partnered with All Things Hair to talk about Movember and the importance of male mental health. I'm going to be sharing some of the best advice that I've received from other community members and show you how I get my beard from this to looking like this. Firstly, just a little background on myself. I work here in the north of England, in Leeds, and I'm a digital content producer for a food and drink brand. It was actually through lockdown that I got inspired to create the Be Heard community. Like many others, I was struggling with my mental health, and I really wanted to create a safe space on Instagram where people could share their stories of overcoming adversities and their real life problems. And that's really what inspired the tagline for the page, which is real stories from real people with really great facial hair. There's some really great advice around male mental health, and there's also some really good beard tips on there, so check it out. My own beard journey has been a pretty wild ride over this time. I've sported stubble, a handlebar tash, and right now a fuller beard. I've not always had such a thick beard, and it's taken some time to set in. I still suffer with patchiness, and I'm still trying to find ways to make my beard grow better, and I'll be sharing some advice on this throughout this video. It's now November, and there is no greater time to be talking about male mental health. The charity Movember, since 2003, have been changing the face of male mental health. They use this month to raise awareness and funds for great male health causes. So what is it about beards that I love? I think beards give you confidence, and I'm not the only one to think this. Loads of people in the community say that their beard acts as a talking point and really breaks down barriers when they are, for example, meeting people for the first time. People often ask me, how do you look after your beard? How do you style it? What products do you use? And I'll start by saying that there is no tried and tested method that works for everybody. The best piece of advice that I ever received was find out what works for you. So I'm now going to give you an overview of how I look after my beard. Spending time on grooming and self-care is really great for your beard and the way that it looks. However, don't put too much pressure on having your beard Instagram ready all of the time. Some days I recognise that I just don't have the time to put into my beard, so on those days I give my beard a little bit of a rest. And it looks a bit like it does today, a little bit unkempt, tidy enough, but on those days my beard has a little bit of a well-earned rest from all the styling and products and heat that I apply to my beard as well. So in my beard regime, step one is all about having a clean beard. And there are so many shampoos on the market at the moment, both for beards and generally for men's hair as well. I personally like to use a shampoo which I can use both on my beard and on my hair. Call me lazy. From a convenience perspective, I find that really great, but also it can save you some money too. So finding a great shampoo that works for both is always a good step. So now I have rinsed and towel dried my beard. I think it's worth saying at this point I don't actually shampoo my beard every time that I shower. I think it's really important to retain some of the natural oils that your hair develops over time. So most of the time I alternate between using shampoo and conditioner on my beard. So this next part of the tutorial is all about beard oil. Beard oil is probably the most essential, excuse the pun, part of the beard grooming process. The reason why is because your skin has lost a lot of moisture from the washing process, and it's really important, if you want in a really nice, smooth final finish on your beard, that you choose the right oil that works for you. The reason why they're stored in dark coloured bottles is because otherwise, if light was to get into the oil, the product would go bad. It's a really easy product to use. All you have to do is take a few drops using the pipette of the beard oil, place it in your hands, and then rub it between your hands. It's really important that you warm up the beard oil. Once the beard oil is warm, apply it to your face and beard, making sure that you get the skin underneath as well. It's really important that you get really good coverage across all of your beard. Your beard should still be damp at this point. Don't forget to get the areas around your moustache as well. Now we're ready to move on to the next step. So the next stage in the process that I'm going to talk about is adding some heat and styling the hair. Now this part of the process is entirely optional. I like it personally because when I'm styling I can add some great shape to my beard. It also helps getting rid of some of the unruly hairs that stick out on the sides. Choosing the right appliance is really essential, I think. I like to use a hairdryer that has got a concentrator nozzle. The reason being is that it creates an airflow in a specific direction. I also like to use a comb. I find it doesn't tug at my hair quite as much as some brushes do, especially because my hair's quite curly to begin with, and it helps me create a nice straight edge on the edges of my beard. In the colder winter months, I suffer with dry skin on my cheeks and on my neck. And one of the ways that I combat this is by using a really good beard balm. Beard balms tend to be in tubes rather than in bottles. Beard balms tend to have also a thicker consistency than an oil, so the product tends to stick around in your beard for much longer. It's definitely up for debate as to whether people use a balm or an oil or both, and I fall into that latter category, using the oil prior to drying my hair and the balm to restore a little bit of moisture following drying it with heat styling tools. So you want to use roughly a 10 piece size, I would say. That's definitely enough. And work that very similarly to the beard oil. So working it through the beard quite gently at this point. You can really feel it softening the beard. Before I apply the final touches to my beard, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about male mental health. It is Movember after all. Now, over the last few months, I've spoken to so many guys who have been struggling with their mental health, and a lot of people have shared some great advice on how they're coping with their own struggles, and I'm going to share a few of those things with you today. I think first and foremost, being open and honest with those around you is really important, whether that's friends or family. What you will quite often find is that there are a lot of people having similar thoughts and similar feelings to you, especially during these times. So definitely speak up. If you don't feel like you can speak to family or friends, there are a lot of organisations and charities out there that can be a listening ear as well. Secondly, when you're looking on social media, it can be quite easy to see that a lot of people have taken up new hobbies or new pursuits during lockdown, and some people seem to be really active. Now, being active is really great, but a lot of people I know are working from home and still have a lot of the pressures of everyday life, for example. So if you feel that you need to take a day for yourself, then definitely do that. It's really important for your own well-being to take some time out. Thirdly, I would say one of the most important things, and something that's really helped me, is avoiding certain media touch points. Now, there's a lot of fake news circulating on the internet, as I'm sure you know, and it can be a big trigger for anxiety. So find some reliable sources where you get your information from, and that can really help too. So now I've completed the look. I've done two things off camera. First of all, I've used my hair straighteners, both through my beard and through my hair. I feel that this gives my beard a different look, it gives it a different texture, and makes it a little bit more manageable as well. I don't tend to do this very often because I feel like the heat can really damage my beard, but for a special occasion or maybe a night out, I will use the straighteners. I've also used some hair product, VO5 Matt Clay. I think this gives my beard a really good texture, but more importantly, it gives it a really good hold, so it holds the style. So I'd like to say a massive thanks for watching. If you'd like to get involved with Be Heard, then follow us on Instagram. It's BeHeard_community. And also check out Movember's webpage and see how you too can get involved.